Welcome back to episode 3 of Fish 5-0 with me, yours truly, your host, Krim, also known as the Asian Avenger. Now, today we're playing an Abzan Explore deck. This one, I've been a little, I was pretty hyped to see this list because I love Militia Bugler. Nothing like the Bugles make Bugles. This card is pretty sweet. I was excited when it made a splash in a modern play out of the humans decks, but any chance I can get to play with this card, I definitely got to take it. So today, that's the sole reason. Actually, I saw this list, I saw the Bugler, I got to play it. So good job, Juaspas. I hope I didn't butcher your name, but if I did, this was piloted to a 5-0 by Juaspas. Let's see if we can follow suit and do the same thing. It's, for the most part, going to be like a green-black mid-range deck, but we do just get to play Militia Bugler. The reason why Bugler just seems like a lot of fun here is because we can get things like Tristani, Wild Growth Walkers, Jade Lights, Azani. The only thing we can't get here is just Shalai and a few of the cards out of the sideboard, and obviously, lands and etc. etc. So I'm excited to see how this does through the league, and without holding you up anymore, let's see if we can get that 5-0. Good luck, the Black Knight. I'm excited to be playing this Abzan list because I did really like Militia Bugler at the beginning of the format. I built an Abzan deck right off the bat because I love the way Militia Bugler was able to pick up anything, or almost anything. I think a thing that okay, I'll keep this. Thing that I really personally like about this deck is Chupacabra, or being able to grab a Chupacabra, but I see that we don't have that here. So very interesting in not including that, but we'll see how it plays out for us. Play this. Start with the turn 1 elf. So we go Forest, turn 1 elf. I know we could have started with Isolated Chapel, but then we'd be doing nothing on turn 2. Whereas now we get to go Jade Light Ranger on turn 2. Ooh, actually this might be better. Now we get to go Bugler on turn 2. Grabbing another Jade Light Ranger, don't mind if I do. So this looks like it's the mono black Niv Mizzet deck. So we should be ready for about 2 to 3 Ritual of Soots and 1 Drown in Sorrow, or not Drown in Sorrow, Gold Demise. A double map. It's pretty good. Play this Jade Light Ranger. It's the one they know about. Library that. Just go ahead and attack for 3. We're going to library the Seeker Squire. So we're staring down 2 treasure maps. It's likely here that they just find the board wipe. I mean, there's no way, right? They're scrying possibly 2 cards a turn. Okay. Chromatic Lantern. Okay, wow. Dude, they have a lot. The opponent has a lot of ramp here. In between the treasure map that's about to flip. This treasure map is scrying them to another threat. And then, of course, your Chromatic Lantern. They bottom that card. Interesting. Maybe we find a Tristani. They could either... Okay, Tristani's good here because it rebuilds the board. Even if they blow this up. Oh, so Cabal Stronghold is 4 mana to net 1. Or, no. Actually, it'd be about... It's about the same. They do have the Lantern. It's 4. Golden Demise, sure. Good call on the Buglers, I guess. Oh, never mind. I'll see you later. For sure, I'll see you later. Goodbye, team. Good talks. Ooh, double Tristani. I like that. So they're going to flip the treasure map now. They bottomed that card that was on top of their deck off with their scry. Cracking a treasure to scry. Okay, so it's topped. So this must be either a Niv Mizzet or a tutor effect, like the Mastermind's Acquisition, or the board wipe. Okay. So they flip, so they have 5, That's 6, and they have 11 mana. Ugh. They could definitely just tutor. Okay, that's... Oh, Jasu's a thing here. It looks like it could be Jasu. Oh, it's just Karn? Okay, if it's just Karn, that's not that big a deal. Obviously, whenever they plus with Karn, it's just going to... If they plus. If they minus, that's going to be a 6/6, so that's pretty good. Yep. That's a big threat. So we need to find Cast Down. Actually, like, I think Cast Down is one of the few ways that it actually interacts here. How does this deck not play any Chupacabras? I think that's already going to be a soft spot in this list. Ugh, drew another land. Okay. We swing into Karn. No matter what, we swing into Karn. We gotta just keep digging. Here comes the Ritual of Soot wipe. Graveyard, that's useless now. Alright. Library, I want that. So I can blow up their, Chromatic Lantern. With the explosion of Chromatic Lantern, I don't have to worry about Niv Mizzet and stuff like that anymore. Or at least currently, until they draw another one. Ugh. What is this? Yup. There's the board wipe. I mean, is it a board wipe? It should be a board wipe. Okay, that's fine. That's perfect. They used a Cleansing Nova on that one. I'm 100% okay with that. I know this deck isn't... Our opponent's deck isn't super reliant on the Chromatic Lantern, but in case they want to try to use Niv Mizzet or anything like that, or anything out of their sideboard, they're going to need to have a Lantern first. Alright. Now we just gotta hope that they either draw all their, like, spells that are off color and not Jasu or, like, Bells in Luck. But unlikely. I think this deck's got a lot, and I mean a whole lot, of late game. It ran pretty quick. Okay. They have so much mana off Stronghold, they could probably just do anything now. That's 5. That's 10. They could kick Jasu. Ooh, a Zekama. Okay. Yeah, this deck doesn't interact with that. I mean, Ixalan's Binding is the only way we interact with that. Ugh. Alright. I guess we just got to try to set up a turn where we go super wide. Right now, as it stands, they would block one of the 3 power creatures. That's 7, 8 damage. Oh. Ritual. Okay. No blocks. No point in blocking, really. We need that Ixalan's Binding. Okay, yeah, they got this one. They're just gonna keep ripping, like, all these ridiculous answers and bombs. Can't really beat that. Oof. Zekama just destroying us that game. We're gonna need Big Vraska pretty bad here. That was rough. We got destroyed on that one. That was hilarious. Okay. Path of Discovery makes all of our threats pretty massive. That was so brutal. Cast down doesn't really hit anything. It hits a token. I'd rather just have the Eldest Reborns here in place of that. I think, what else do they have? I mean, I want to play stuff that also doesn't die to their Ritual of Soots. So maybe we throw the Angel package in there. With that, once again, we should go down maybe a few Buglers. Let's see, what else don't we want here? I guess we can afford to go down a Tristani and an Azani. Okay, let's try this. Azani, I don't know. I feel like Azani right now, maybe it's just because of the board state that we were in, but also every time I've played an Azani, it never feels that good. Not for the price that I paid for it. It always just feels all right. All right, so our opponent just thrashed us game 1, but we can turn it around here, hopefully win these next 2 games. We do have the turn 1 elf into the turn 2 Wild Growth Walker plus another elf. So that's actually pretty sweet. Then we just need to hit a white source. Then we can we turn 3 play Tristani. Come on, a white source. We need a white source here real bad. Oh, wow. Ask and ye shall receive. There it is. Only issue is now Golden Demise Omega lulls us to sleep. Oh, that's so gross. That was gross. Okay. The Golden Demise to sweep the board clean. Ugh. Such a gross thing to have happen. Alright, that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and just play this. I mean, this deck is just all board wipes, right? So, library. Play this. Play the elf. So now we know we have... We can definitely play the Eldest Reborn, if need be. Another Ritual of Soot. You got it, bud. If they play Eldest, I'm gonna sack Tristani. They don't know about the Night of Autumn. Damn, dude. They went Golden Demise Ritual. So they must have at least one more Ritual in the deck somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna blow that up for sure. All attack, getting there for a total of 5. So we have lethal on board currently until, you know, one of these die very soon. The Night of Autumn's still alive, so the Shalai is protecting it, and Shalai also protects Tristani. Eldest Reborn. Let me think here. So, if I sacrifice that, I deal 5. If I sacrifice Night of Autumn, that is, I deal 5. If I sacrifice Tristani, I still deal 5. I'm going to keep this because this gives me a permanent Anthem effect that I don't have to worry about. Alright, no more Eldest Reborns for our opponent. And I still get to keep... I mean, the only issue is, like, yeah, of course, if they make me blow up my Shalai, then... Or they blow up my Shalai, then that's bad. But as of right now, Tristani should be the next sack target if they do something else. But we did Ixalan's Binding the Eldest Reborn, so I can't see them playing another threat. Or another Ixalan's Binding. And they know about the Eldest. Alright, that was a way more dominant game right there. That was a dominant game. I like that one. That was... Woo! On the draw against my opponent who is playing nothing but board wipes. So, probably want a few more big threats, I guess. Sure. They play so many enchantments and artifacts, I really do kind of just want this Night of Autumn. You have to take out 2 cards. I think I'm going to keep those in. as I'm going to keep keep a few buglers in, go up to 4 Knight of Autumns. Seeker Squire is a 2-drop, but we have so many. It's just not really worth it, I don't think. And then Aldous Reborn deals with Bells and Lock, Niv Mizzet, maybe a Gigantic Token. They don't have much spot removal. They're all board wipes, if I recall. On the draw, we do need to catch up, so Llanowar Elf does keep us up to speed with our opponent. I'm going to try dropping all the Seeker Squires. Because I really like the late game, all the threats that we have that are a little more... Like, example, like if the Knight of Autumn comes down, it already kind of did its job, right? It does something as soon as it enters the battlefield. Ugh. That's so brutal. But I think I keep this. All these guild gates, essentially. Tap land, tap land. Wow. All right. The opponent immediately concedes. Round 2 will be Zoki. That was kind of weird. I don't know why our last round opponent just conceded. They played land. I mean, if they kept a 1-lander and then decided to concede, that's a thing. Okay, well, speaking of 1-landers. Okay, perfect. 1, 2. Kind of want to bottom this. Yeah, I'm going to bottom that. I'm definitely going to bottom that. All right, so we bottomed the Woodland Cemetery. We're going to go Overgrown Tomb into Llanowar Elf. This upcoming turn looks like we're going to go Seeker Squire. Ooh, or are we going to go Seeker Squire instead? Instead of getting syncopated for 1, we know our opponent's deck is going to be super slow. All right, sweet. Because we can make that health back. I just don't want to get syncopated or something ridiculous like that. That would have been embarrassing. Okay. Wild Growth Walker gets a pumps. To be quite honest with you, though, this is kind of a rough matchup, right? Because they go Ritual of Soot here if they have it. There's 3 threats on board. Blows up my elf, which is also my land. Well, we know they don't have a settle. Let's think about it here. Yeah, we're just going to keep digging. This kind of refills our hand anyways. And I want to cast into their turn where they cast Chemister's Insight. See if they counter it. And if not, that's another threat we get to stick. I have a strong feeling they may have a ritual or like Vraska's Contempts and stuff like that, but they don't have double black right now, so they're in need of that. Yeah, whenever I play any kind of aggressive or mid-range deck, usually I try to attack or equip into, or not equip, cast into the Chemister's Insight mana. So this way they can't do it. Chupacabra. Well, I know what's getting blown up. That makes sense. Could have played the Tristani here. That was a loss of a ton of damage there. That was a huge loss of 2 damage. They could be at 5 right now. Still got there, though. They still didn't have the board wipe. Whew! Protect our creatures. This helps us grind. This helps name Teferi. Keep this. Keep this. So yeah, we brought in both Vraskas. Cast down seems playable here. I mean, I saw that they had the Chupacabras. So there's got to be some other creatures in there. Enchantments are just hard to deal with. We have to get rid of 4 cards out of this deck so we can go down one of these. Militia Buglers. The Buglers don't seem the best when you bring in a ton of threats that are not too powered. But it is nice that it gets around the Golden Demises. So little Vraska, Golgari Queen. What does that hit? Escanta? All right, let's get rid of another Militia Bugler. We're gonna keep the Sorcerer's Spyglass in to name Teferi. I have a strong feeling that they have one. I would be completely at a loss if our opponent did not have a Teferi somewhere in their deck right now. Letterworld. Okay, this is pretty good. I like this. 2 lands, and they make it so the rest of our lands aren't guild gates, because that's like the worst feeling in the world. Llanowar Elf puts us at 2 mana. And then the next turn we go 3. Then we play Jadelight Ranger. And then we go into Path of Discovery, ideally, if possible here. All right, let's try this. We have 2, so that is the nice thing. We do have 2. Sure, I'll keep the Tristanis on board. They're going to get countered at some point. And maybe they brought in some Thief of Sanities and stuff like that. They look like they could be casting something. Unmoored Ego. Well, you can name Tristani, because you know I have that. If they name Overgrown Tomb right now, oh, they're probably going to name Carnage Tyrant, aren't they? I hope they name Carnage Tyrant. We don't have any of those. Come on. Name Carnage Tyrant. What did they name? Oh, they named Tristani. Lame. How do you not name Carnage Tyrant? Don't you respect the Carnage Tyrant? Good thing we went down 1, right? We only got 1 taken from us, so that feels good. Darn it. I was hoping they would name Carnage Tyrant. Chupacabra. Okay. Let's hope they don't have like a Cleansing Nova to blow up the board or blow up my enchantments and artifacts. Haven't even gotten to use these Path of Discoveries yet. You know what I mean? They're just piping fresh. Okay, oh what? No way, Teferi? Okay, cool. So let's hope they don't have the counterspell. And if they do, then we feel terrible. And we go to the next game almost. Alright, we picked off the Teferi. That's good. No bounce effects for the opponent, hopefully. Ooh, love it. Library. Library. And, oh, by the way, library. Dude, oh my gosh. No Cleansing Nova. No Cleansing Nova. We've got nothing but swole creatures. Swole Folk Branchwalker. Okay, so they're digging for what is probably a Cleansing Nova. Not gonna lie to you. You know what? Let's go to attacks first. Makes sense. They go to blocks. Does this resolve? I'm going to cast with the Llanowar Elf because, you know, in the event that it dies. Library. And library. That seems pretty good for us. Okay, that's kind of what I want to see. As Kantas, what else am I worried about from them? I mean, Ritual of Soot here is all the same, right? It's going to just blow me out. But good news. All right, that's fine. Good news is that we still have this fine finality. I want this one, and I want this one. Maybe this one draws me into my third land. Or my other lands. Nice. 1. 2. Alright, so we got the Jade Light and the the Wild Growth Walker. Now, I know we could have gotten the Branch Walker there and played 2 in 1 turn if we hit the land. But I like this one. I'm greedy. Let's play this. Jade Light Ranger into open mana. Okay, what is our opponent playing? It must be like some Esper mid-range or something like that. Okay. Our threats are about to become massive here. Look how massive all of our creatures are. This Wild Growth Walker. Tarmogoyf, what is that? Is that some new bad card? I only know of Wild Growth Walker, as it probably gets blown up right now. But oh, that feels so good. Does this resolve? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What? How does the opponent... Okay, this has to be Esper mid-range. Because they play Chupacabra. Our stuff's resolving. I'm very suspicious of that. I am very suspicious of things resolving against a control deck. But we have the Binding on Teferi here, so that is nice. So if they go Cleansing Nova, they have to blow up the creatures. Ritual of Soot is very rude. Good job, opponent. I should have probably... Oh. Okay. So then we plus here. We sacrifice the Woodland Cemetery. Nice. Okay. I'm going to just play this. Oh my gosh, we have so much life right now. Okay, so as Kanta, we can pick off. Cleansing Nova doesn't change a thing. We do want to get a clock on our opponent here, so let's just play this. There's the counter spells we were looking for. Library. This helps us, the Militia Bugler helps us hopefully dig into another threat. So this is a 6/5 here. How many black sources do we have? 1, 2, 3. We have all agree. Does this resolve, opponent? Is mayonnaise an instrument? Okay. Sun Petal Grove, perfect. Library that. That's what I need in my life. And at least now I know I for sure get a threat, so let's go swinging. How much can I commit to the board here without getting blown out too hard? I kind of don't know here if I should be... you know, now that I see that, okay, you got me. Does this resolve? Two 1/1 counters, sure, because I don't need to gain any more life. At this point, I mean, Llanowar Elf might just be, like, a kill condition. Like legit, a Llanowar Elf might actually just be how we kill our opponent. Wow, we get the Vraska emblem? That's nice. We get settled, it's going to feel kind of bad. This at least plays around a seal away. Any threat of ours. Just we need one threat to connect here. Yep. There's the Settle the Wreckage. So we only lose this one threat. And I'm okay with that. Let's take the action here. Woo! Alright, so next turn, we'll be back at it again. We're going to use Memorial to Glory eventually. Well, maybe not now. So it looks like we're 2-0 so far with the deck. Jive, will be our round 3 opponent. So, with the last 2 games underneath our belt, okay, I'm keeping this. 100% keeping this. It's a good hand. Okay, let me see here. So if I go turn, like, they have a full couple of turns to deal with this. I think we still start with the Memorial to Glory. Because no matter what, like, yeah, next turn we could have played the Llanowar Elf, but this is always going to be tapped. Whereas Woodland Cemetery, I could top deck something that, well, maybe not now, but eventually. Whereas Memorial to Glory is always going to be tapped, no matter what I do. So this upcoming turn, we go Elf, Branchwalker. Then this could help maybe get it so that next turn we can... Ooh, if we draw a Knight of Autumn right now, we could blow that up. Guild Gates. Should have waited, once again. Could have probably just played... If we draw like an untappable land. Oh. Library. I still want that. Still pretty good. So this turn we play Tristani. No, this upcoming turn we play Tristani. We've got them thinking that we'll play the Jade Light Ranger, but we're going to actually play Tristani. At the same time, though, if we actually do just play the Jade Light Ranger, do we really care about this History of Benalia? But we go super wide with Tristani. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and play this. Jade Light Ranger, you get on the board. Ooh, library. Library. No. Don't attack. Okay. Our Wild Growth Walker can eat one of these if they swing. For sure. Ugh. A Johnny. Okay. No friend of mine. You are capable of more than you assume. Still can trade with those, so that's good. Let's think about this here. This forces them into a situation where they have to block. They double block here. It's fine. Alright, Ajani's down. Do they have a seal away or something? We can still chump block a decent amount of their threats right now. Oh, an Ixalan's Binding? Well, there goes that. I'll see you later, bud. It was nice having you. Let's go ahead and play Shalai, because now, at least with Shalai on board, we can do this. We can pump the team next turn. Library. Windmill, put that on top of the library. How much time do I have here? If I swing with these, they go block, block. I only kill one. They triple block. I mean, I got to kill one of these Thorn Lieutenants, right? Let's shrink their board a bit. Let's shrink their board a bit. Just send these in. The Branch Walker can trade. All right, so we kill a Lieutenant, and we killed one of the Knights. That's how we're going to beat him. We're just going to have to control the board. Vivian Reed. Every time. You got it. So their army is shrunken. So I can just go ahead and use the Knight of Autumn, blow up the Ixalan's Binding. Unless this is like a counterspell randomly. Oh, whoa, hold on. I just don't... I see you there. Quietly playing that blue land. And not telling me about what's going on there. So that's 3 creatures swinging in. No matter what, something gets through. So Vivian's going to die. They're going to take 4. We gain a ton of life. So we're at 34 right now. Opponent needs a board clear here. All right, looks like they don't have it. So we're going right into game 2. Woo! Getting a little bit lucky, but I like it. All right. So they have Ixalan's Binding. They have a lot of Planeswalkers that we've seen. So we want probably these. Eldritch Reborns. Shalai's pretty good in this deck, but there's only so many things I can bring out. They have their own threats. Is Path of Discovery too cute right now? But it's so good. It helps us grow all of our creatures past anything and everything our opponent. I think we just keep these in. I mean, at the very least, we leave 1 in. Binding's still pretty good because it deals with any one thing that we couldn't have before. Of course, if they have an answer to blow it up, which they would, they're in Bant. My enchantments don't actually feel all that safe. Let's get rid of one of the exploration enchantments, because that one is a turn 4 do nothing when you put it down, whereas Ixalan's Binding actually like answers any threat, forces them to actually remove the binding. Ugh. Sure. Ugh. What a rough batch of hands. Lucky. Not gonna lie to you. Drew exactly what we needed. Magic's a very, very easy game. If you just draw what you need sometimes, get all the cards that are just perfect. We get to look at the hand first. Actually, we're still a little bit of time away. Whew. Oh, jeez Louise. Perfect. We drew the land. All right, so they're on Band, but what is the blue for? It has to be Teferi. I mean, I know there's at least a non-zero amount of Teferis from the opponent. There has to be. Shadelight. Ranger? Yeah, Sneep. Definitely keep that on top. Gotta keep the Militia Bugler, because Militia Bugler will help us dig farther and farther. That's fine. Thorn Lieutenant, not exactly the best situation for me, but that should be okay. Relatively okay. We're at 14 right now. See, now is about the time where I want to take a look at their hand. Let's take a look at their hand. Vivian, Reed, or a Johnny, huh? Let's get rid of Vivian, because Vivian can come down and blow up the Spyglass. A Johnny can't. So all we do is we play this named Vivian. Yeah, I'll kill this. I think I'm gonna kill this. They get a token, sure, but now we get to push some damage through. Kind of in dire need of this. And then when they play a Johnny to eventually pump this up, that's when we Ixalan's Binding that. So we have an answer to a Johnny.
Together, Eos, I will lend you my strength.
No blocks, you got it. Come on, let me get rid of that Johnny. This is better than exiling the token, because, like, if they do have... I mean, like, I could put the token underneath. The reason why I'd want to put the token underneath is because then this time, if they do anything to the Ixalan's Binding, they don't get back anything. They only get back thin air. Whereas this time, they get back into Johnny. That feels kind of bad. Okay. So Vivian can't do anything to us right now. Do not tap all my mana. That is white. Gotta keep digging. Come on, give me something good like that. Exactly like that. Okay. Tristani's pretty good here. So we're going with that. We're going with that. We're going with Tristani. Let's push damage for right now. Vivian Reed is currently just inactive. Of course, if they draw any kind of enchantment removal, all of this goes in like into the wind here. Nice. Okay. 3-0 Porters is going to be our round 4 opponent. We're currently sitting at 3-0. I do like how this is turning out for us so far. I don't like how this is going, but do we greed? Nah. Let's do this. Let's take the safe play. Keep. Yeah, you know, I'll try that too. Let's start with the Memorial of Glory, then go into the forest, and then into Temple Garden. Mono blue is our matchup. Mono blue is our matchup. Good news. That Night of Autumn can blow up the Curious Obsession, so they have to counter it. Which I think I'm more likely to blow up their Curious Obsession than the creature itself. Well, also because I can't blow up the creature. Yes. Charter course, that's fine. Tell you what, buddy. I will not be playing the Night of Autumn. Yes. Yes. I mean, as long as they don't have a Curious Obsession, their engine is kind of weak. It's not until they hit the Curious Obsession that it just gets absurd. So, seems good to me. Okay. If they flash in the Trickster, like, and they try to block Jade Light, the Trickster will die. If they or the Branch Walkers will trade. Not gonna play anything yet. This has to eat a counterspell. Okay, there you go. They don't even know about the Tristani Discordant. Aw, yeah. And on top of that, they don't even know we have black mana in the deck. Somewhere, hopefully. Cloaked Herald. You got it. Siren Storm Tamer. Okay. Just a party on our opponent's board right now. Little blue critters. Trickster. There it is. Okay. Still swinging in. Doesn't change a thing. And good news is now that they decided to tap out, we pay 2 life. We can play Tristani and know that it resolves. Okay, so we took game 1. We know that Tristani definitely resolves, so seems good to me. Keep that. I want the Shalais. Shalais will make it so that when they play their bounce effects, it doesn't affect us too much. Also, definitely bring in the Kroll Harpooners. What's in the late game that we probably can't afford to have? I mean, Azani, not really. Can't afford to have that. Tristani, at least playable. But I also want these Baffling Ants. Whoa, did I just take out a cast down? Why would I take down a cast down? Get out of here. We're going to go a little more control-y this time around. Okay. Let's get it to 4-0. And then, like, I mean, so we've had one 5-0 with the Jeskai control deck on the Adrian Sullivan with. And then we had the 4-1 last week. Where will this one land? Ideally, I'd like it to be 5-0. So please. If they could, so kindly. Do we even have anything we want? Oh, wow. All right. Looks like a free win. All right, first round, the final round opponent here is Heezy. Let's see if we can close out the league here. We are at 4-0. Well, I would say like 3.5-0. One of them, the opponent, did concede the later half of the game, but it's okay. Yep. Okay, play this. Let's see how fast the Wild Walker or the Wild Growth Walker or my Jade Light die. Not that fast. All right, sweet. I'll library that. That allows us to go. We have a we library the Merfolk Branch Walker off the Jade-Light Explorer, which is good. Because now on turn 4, we can go Branch Walker, if need be. But most likely I won't be doing it. I mean, they wouldn't play Ritual of Soot. I guess they still would. I mean, let's see why they wouldn't. Yeah, let's just do this. These 3. That's it. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Path of Discovery. Here we go. Another Legion war boss. Sending in a friendly goblin to feed us. Okay. Man, if we had a poison tip archer, that would be so freaking funny. Every turn they just have to lose 1. I mean, obviously, after a certain point, you just swing with the Legion boss to make it so that you don't, but... Do you like to block? Nope. Why did I not swing with the last one? Didn't pay attention to health totals. Okay. Nice. Still got there. Let's not make any more punts like that one. It's okay. We're allowed to punt every video. It's fine. We're fine. I'm probably gonna get roasted in the comments for that one. You should have probably attacked. Correct. Azani seems sweet here. If the game goes late enough, but we're on the draw now, so I'm probably going to change up my sideboarding since we're on the draw. Okay, let's try this. We're going to try it so that we keep the Path of Discoveries in. Because, I mean, it makes so that all of our creatures get real powerful, which is nice. I just don't like the fact that I pay 4 mana and then it comes onto the board and it just sits there. And it means that I have to have a billion mana if I'm trying to do that and play other spells. Game 1 looked pretty good for us. Let's try this. We're on the draw. We have early interaction and baffling end. We have the Branch Walker. 2 Branch Walkers even. I'm going to play the Sun Petal Grove first. Draw an untapped land. At least we get to use the baffling end. And if they don't play anything, then we go Branch Walker. Doesn't matter. Didn't draw the untapped land. It's cool. What are they doing over there? Is this just like... I think this might be black-red mid-range or something? I mean, I guess library. Fine. Play that, pass it to them. Next turn, we're going to go ahead and play Jade-Light Ranger. Hopefully, Jade-Light Ranger will then draw us some lands. With that, we'll be able to go turn 4, Branch Walker, and also Wild Growth Walker. An army of Dusk Legion Zealots. You got it, bud. Come on, deck. That's so good. But I gotta get a land. That's also good, but I gotta get a land. Oh, what a bummer. Need that land. Come on. Come on. We still have one more draw off the top before we completely blow up our curve. Oh, we can cast that down. That's not that big a deal. Oh, no. See, I'm gonna blow this up now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and attack with Jade-Light Ranger. They don't have enough blocks to kill it, and I don't even know if they are gonna block. But I do have a strong feeling they're gonna dig towards another either a big bomb like Doom Whisper or like a Planeswalker. If they take if they could find their Ongrath, that's pretty problematic too. Because they could just steal Jade-Light, punch us with it, and then sacrifice it. Going down to 8, says the opponent. Okay. Lava coil. All right. That's pretty good. That's a good enough answer for me. Dude. All right, well, we got to do this. Like, there's just no way we don't. Please give me a land. Whew. That order, though. Let's talk about that ordering. We had to do it that way. There was no other way. I wasn't going to, like, play Bugler and then bottom all the lands I'm supposed to draw. Now that we have the Branch Walker, oh, no, we have a Phoenix. But good news is that we can eventually Baffling End it. Eventually. Huh. I mean, we could play Path of Discovery if we want to take the greedy route. Or we go find Finality. We go find, grab Branch Walker and Tristani back. Actually, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play Path of Discovery. A little bit greedy. We're going to take a little bit of damage for this turn, but it's the only way we can get bigger than the Rekindling Phoenix. Because we may need the board wipe off of the Finality side. Because even if we play Shalai and then wait till next turn and then Finality, and yeah, Shalai would live. That is nice. But then the Angel token will still be there. I don't want to take too much damage. Okay. Well, that's a lot better. Let's do this now. Let's grab Branch Walker. Wild Growth Walker and Tristani. Get those back. Pass it to our opponent. We're going to go cast down next turn. I mean, had we had another land, this would have been perfect. We go cast down on their turn when they attack with Rekindling Phoenix. Then we're going to just have to Baffling End the token. It's an unfortunate, but a necessity. I have to 2-for-1 myself. It's going to be like 2 for like 1 million. Yep. Even better is if we draw, like, oh. I was going to say if we drew a land. Yeah, this black-red mid-range deck, is this the version that plays Bone Dragon too? I've seen some play Bone Dragon, that 5-0'd on Moto, and I was like, that's very spicy. That is very spicy. Come on. Wild Growth Walker's just going to draw me another Wild Growth land here. So let's make sure we do this properly. Tap. Okay. So, Wild Growth Walker. Explore. Find me a land. This is going to die one way or the other. Okay. Found a land. Shock. Wild Growth Walker. You have another one? Library. Sure. Your turn, opponent. And we're right back at it. No! Why? Okay. You got it. You got it, boss. We're going to throw away the Baffling End. First, I want to have my tokens come in first. Then all of these will happen. Ooh, library. And still put that on top of the library. And still on the library. All right. Man, if Wild Growth Walker were here to enjoy that with us, that would have been so nice. We would have gained like 1 billion life. Or a non-zero amount of life, at least. I mean, maybe we get lucky. We also draw a land off of this Knight of Autumn when it explores. Because we're going to blow up the Eldest. Like, without a doubt, we're blowing up the Eldest. Torgar. Whoa! I think I know what's going on here. I think I have an idea of what our opponent's doing here. Blow that up. library that. We do want that. That's really good to have here. I guess I could have played this first. No, because the reason why I didn't want to play this first is because I was waiting to play the Shalai. Okay, can they thud us for super, like, 1 billion points of damage? Does this have thud? There's no way this doesn't play thud. But they could go thud lightning strike? Nope. We don't play this game to be scared, but yet at the same time we will be a little bit scared, so we're gonna wait. Come on. Lava coil. Leave my life linkers alone. I'm only going to block it once. Because I'm going to try to Ixalan's Binding that. They do get another turn, though. Nice. All right, cool. Well, I guess we did get the 5-0 with this deck. All right. Okay, well, after that last match, that kind of wrapped it up. I mean, our opponent just, we got a little lucky against a few of our opponents. I think some of our opponents decided to just concede, but I still think the deck was fun to play. I did overall think there were some things lacking in the deck. I thought the sideboard was a little bit of an issue. The sideboard, just like, it's like more threats when it's like, I think we need more disruption. I often found, like, in some of the matchups, you know, I wish I had more removal. I don't know how well you can get by in this format without interacting with your opponent. Unless you're like the Phoenix deck, who can go through your whole deck and find the few interaction spells that you have. I just felt like there were some missed opportunities here, but the deck was fun, so I do like it. Now, I didn't read any, if like Juaspas, if you wrote an article or anything like that, or did some kind of interview, I didn't read that, so that's a huge disclaimer. I'm just doing this off of what I've played. So far, things that I realized I really wish we had were these 4 cards. Like, out of the board, I really wish we had Duress, just to kind of help us with our blue matchups or anything like that. Or just even in, I don't know, random removal heavy matchups, I think this card would be pretty key here. Just being able to rip anything like a Planeswalker or even like an Ixalan's Binding, Counterspell, anything like that. I just think we need Duress. Now, maybe Juaspas updated their list since then, but, you know, this is just what I would do to it. Not saying I'm not knocking the deck in any way. I just think that I would definitely add Duress to it. And Ravenous Chupacabra, I think this was the biggest thing for me. I felt like with the amount of times that I could have used Chupacabra, by playing Bugler looks for a Chupacabra. That would be huge. I think that was really needed in some of the games. Would made the games a lot easier, but we didn't have any, and because this is something that you can get with the Bugler. So ideally, I think I would play about at least 3 of these in the future iterations of an Abzan Explore deck that's using the Bugler. To really, I mean, actually just any kind of Abzan or black-based creature mid-range deck, I think Chupacabra just slots right in perfectly. Obviously, it's terrible against control, but hey, it's still good against big drakes, stuff like that. Yeah, definitely 3. Also, gets around that pesky Niv Mizzet, so they don't have to draw a card. And Vraska's Contempt, it's kind of just touching up on what I said a bit earlier. I wish we just had more removal. And some that were targeted would have been nice. Like, Cast Down's cool, but Cast Down doesn't hit everything. Finality's Backside is interesting, and I know that we're trying to get our creatures big enough to where we don't need to care about other creatures, but sometimes we need to deal with stuff that flies over us, because, you know, we don't actually have an answer to that. We don't have, like, a Vivian Reed to, like, blow up a flyer or anything like that. And yeah, this blows up a Planeswalker and gains us life. I like that personally, and it helps when, you know, your opponent's trying to use a ton of Eldritch Reborns, and you can take some of their key threats that they're trying to bring back. So I think there should be at least 2 of these somewhere in like the 75. I don't think I can ever say under 2 is correct. I mean, personally, if it were me, I would always play it. The minimum 3. Anything under 3 is scary. And then Carnage Tyrant. A little more, like, control hate here. I mean, I think these style of decks are just the softest to permission spells. So I want something that is going to resolve, something that's resilient, something that's got nice stats, and things that are also just hard to deal with. So, I mean, I know you can't get this with Bugler, but that's okay. I think the upsides of this is worth it. So you want at least about 2 of this somewhere in the deck. Other than that, the deck was a lot of fun. So I do like it. I don't know if you're kind of like hurting for wild cards. I don't think adding the 3rd color will do you any favors. Just keep playing Golgari. Just keep grinding it that way. But if you've got the wild cards to spare, yeah, craft the deck. It's worth taking it for a spin. It's fun. Maybe you can brew some other things to tutor up with Bugler to add to the mid-range-ish game plan. But I had a lot of fun, but right now I don't think I would spend the wild cards on it. I would just rather focus on it being Golgari. Now, maybe in the future there's more upside to the white like the white splash. I did like the Knight though. The Knights were pretty sweet. Being able to consistently blow up an enchantment artifact, I did like that. And you know, I'm trying to be unbiased towards the Bugler because I told you I love that card. So like, part of me is like, oh yeah, Bugler. But if you're watching this to see if you want to spend your wild cards and all that, I would say pass. Just play Golgari. It's a lot safer, and you get to kind of have a better mana base to where you get to play the Fine Broker and all this other stuff too if you want, or maybe that new version that uses Molder Hulk and all the full on grave. It's not new, but the full on graveyard version. So other than that, thank you so much for watching this video. As always, we did get the 5-0 this time, so I'm really happy about that. So we got 2 5-0s and a 4-1 so far. Thank you so much for coming back for the 3rd episode and continue to support this channel and as an MTG Goldfish. And thank you so much for coming back and returning to watch more of my content. As always, it really means a lot that you all come in, hang out, you know, give me feedback. It's nice to hear constructive feedback and all that. It's also nice to see you guys hanging out, having fun in the comments. Really just mean it when I say this. Thank you for coming back. If you like the content we produce here, follow Goldfish and every one of the content creators and on their social media. Also, make sure you leave a like and a sub. And if you want to find out when there's a new video coming out on Goldfish, make sure you hit that bell button at the top. Other than that, your host, the Asian Avenger, signing out.
Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.